Hey kids! I'm Dad. Welcome to the Dead End Inn. Today I present you a delicious brew indeed. In my last video, the D&D Dark Souls Bling and Ring pack, I promised a follow-up video covering the invasion mechanics that originated in Dark Souls. And today is the day I deliver on my promise. So may I present you the D&D invasion. Goddamn. Yeah, there you have it. The D&D invasion. The D&D invasion pack. And it's free.
Even though the following homebrew content is handcrafted by a self-proclaimed brewer expert, the brew is not playtested and may result in a total annihilation of your player party and or the destruction of any balancing prior to the implementation of the brew. Please enjoy the brew with caution and at your own risk.
Got him. Okay, let's start. What actually is an invasion, you may ask, if you never came beyond the Asylum Demon? Or if you never played online, I guess. Good question. In Dark Souls, players of the more wicked type could invade the world of another player in real time. They would appear in his world as a scary red phantom and try to kill him. This was especially scary for the players who were already struggling with the normal enemies and had to fight hard and long to get to the boss just to be invaded shortly before they reached their goal. If they get killed, they spawned back on the bonfire, all progress lost. It was a funny mechanic, which could be easily prevented by staying in your hollow form, but nonetheless funny. How could such a mechanic fit in a D&D game? Well, it's actually quite easy to throw into your ordinary high fantasy campaign, or even better, in your dark fantasy campaign. Let me explain. First I created some lore, but it's obviously just optional to use. You as the DM can come up with your own wild fantasies that fit your world and your style.
The prophecy is true.
But my explanation is this. There are endless worlds next to ours. They were born the same and followed the same rules of physicality. So the same planes, the same planets, and the same continents formed. But then something sneaked in. Consciousness. The conscious mind started to bend the world to its liking and build borders, cities, mines, and villages. The conscious mind sculptured the land to its liking. And at this point the endless world started to differentiate. So your hometown exists in endless other mirror worlds. But at the same time, it doesn't exist in endless other mirror worlds too. In some it's grown to a big city. In others it's demolished by war. But in the most worlds, it's the same, with just little details differentiating it from your hometown. Maybe there's a house more, or the windmill is built a little bit taller. You and your friends, and even your own mother, exists in countless other worlds. But behold, think, if they don't share your story, are they really what you think they are? What a fun history lesson that was, am I right? That was the concept of the mirror worlds. These mirror worlds should be disconnected, but there's a way to travel to another world, obviously, even though just for a brief period of time. But before we come to the how I get into another mirror world question, I first answer the question, how does I implement it easily in my ongoing campaign? And that's simple. I created an item which acts like the key to the invasion mechanics. Dark Souls players will remember it with passion. Humanity. You can consume it and it makes you stronger. The more you consume, the better. You gain a humanity level with each consumption up to a maximum of 5. For each level you gain a nice benefit. So, it makes you stronger. And that's what we all want, right? Yeah, so it can function as a decoy for your players. They take it and they're happily enjoying the buffs, but then, suddenly, a bad gut feeling pops up in one of them. He feels in danger.
I'm in danger!
And then he realizes he made a mistake. Or maybe not. Maybe he's confident enough to face the challenge head on. Nonetheless, he's got invaded. So let's cover the mechanics. It's pretty simple. An invasion lasts 10 minutes or until the host, in this case your PC, or the invader dies. Both get trapped in a 1000 feet sphere that they can't escape from. The invader now has to find the host and kill him. He can interact as normal with the world, with one exception. He can't perceive nor produce verbal sounds like speech or whistling. And guess why that is? The quantum fields combining the mirror worlds are slightly different from each other. Positrons go through an annihilation process in which two positively charged... Just kidding. I wanted to replicate the Dark Souls experience where you can only communicate through the use of emotes. So, invaders can interact normally with the world besides the verbal part. If the invader sees the host, he immediately recognizes him through a gut feeling, while the host sees the invader in its iconic red aura with black smoke. If the invader kills the host, he can take one item from him and gains a number of humanities equal to the humanity level from the host at the start of the invasion. If the invader is killed, it's the same thing, just the other way around. Then the invasion ends and the invader is brought back to its own world and suffers one level of exhaustion. Every object besides the humanity and the one item taken vanishes and reappears in its originating world. That's pretty much the mechanics. Simple but effective. For the invader, there's no real risk besides the pain. But what's a little bit of pain in exchange for the chance to get loot from another world? On the host side, there's much more risk involved. If he dies, he's dead. But that's the price you have to pay to gain the benefits of humanity. If your players decide that the risk isn't worth it, they can just decide to not consume any humanity after it once flood out of the system. Okay. But now what's the point of this whole thing, you may ask? Why should I use it? The answer is... fun. It's as simple as that. It's flexible in its importance in the world. You can just use it as a small gambling mechanic. If you don't want to add combats in your sessions that aren't relevant to your story, then it's like, okay, your PCs gain some strength, but once in a while during a planned and for your story important combat, which is maybe hard already, suddenly one player feels the sense of danger, an invasion, and then you got this "damn, not now" effect. Or, if they just wanted to stir up some thugs to help the local tavern owner, thanks by the way, a red phantom shows up and the small skirmish gets suddenly intense and unnecessarily dangerous. And it's a nice way to quickly make a combat encounter more difficult if you suddenly realize that your mini-boss is a pushover. On the other hand, this invasion pack has the potential to become the centerpiece of a whole campaign. Your players could start to investigate these strange phenomenons. Why does this humanity thing lure in these phantoms? What are these mirror worlds? You can create a multi-dimensional investigation story. You can create cults which worship humanity, or create a multi-dimensional assassin guild. Maybe an invader killed the king of your homeland after he recognizes the potential of humanity, and your PCs are commissioned to find the killer. Since the rules on finding a suitable host for an invasion states that the host must be within 1000 feet of your position within his own mirror world, it's complicated, okay? But there could be a unique chase going on in which your party in their own world must find their target in question in his world by estimating where he could be. So they need information on his world by invading it and gathering information on this person in a short period of time without the ability to speak to inhabitants of this world. Then they must think where he might have gone. Maybe in the next city, but maybe that city doesn't exist in his world. Something like that. You get it. It's complicated, but really fun. But how to initiate an invasion yourself? Good question, again. I like your participation today. The Red Eye Orb, the classical Dark Souls PvP item, with a Dark Souls typical strange design. It's simple. You and up to 3 creatures with an humanity level. You can brew this number to the number of your PCs. I just had to pick a number so nobody comes up with the idea to bring a whole army into an invasion. But remember, if your PCs get invaded, the invaders use this item too, which means there could be multiple invaders at once. So, You and up to 3 creatures start to search for a suitable host. If you found one, you invade him. What means a suitable host, you ask? Since you search within a 1000 feet radius of your position in another mirror world, there's a possibility that no suitable host can be found. So no creature within humanity level. Imagine you're on a ship, 200 miles offshore. The possibility that in this moment, in this place, in another world, is a creature with a humanity level is pretty low. Oh wait, didn't I say there were endless mirror worlds? That would mean that the probability that there would be a creature is pretty much 100%. Damn. Maybe if I keep smiling, nobody will.
I have a question.
Yes?
Since there are endless worlds.
You get my point. Maybe they're not endless. Maybe there are just like many. But back to the topic. To invade, you need humanity, a red-eye orb, or the correct one-time use version, and courage to dive into a foreign world with the help of a strange eyeball. And that's the base pack. But you know me, there's more. I couldn't let this thing just be about the basic invasion mechanics. I also added the counter-invasion mechanics, first introduced in Dark Souls 2, in the form of the Blue Sentinel Covenant, the nice guys that help the host to stay alive. These guys join ongoing invasions and try to kill the invader, so I added the Blue Sentinel Seal. This item allows you to initiate a counter-invasion using the same search parameters as the Red Eye Orb and its cracked cousin. This is for the more lawful good parties and makes invasions just a bit more complex. I didn't create the whole covenant. On the item itself is a section which states that you gain a token of fidelity for each killed invader and that this token acts like a currency in the ranks of the Blue Sentinels. That's your time to shine. You can create your own interdimensional police office in form of the Blue Sentinels and can let them reward the players with exotic items in exchange for the fidelity tokens. And there you have another campaign setting. It's so easy.
That was easy.
And that was the D&D God damn! And that was the D&D Invasion Pack. I hope you see its potential. If not, tell me why in the comments. If you liked it, tell me why in the comments. Also, tell me what homebrew idea you want to see realized in a future video. Invade the like button and subscribe to my mirror world. If you kill me, please take the bell with you. I wish you a wonderful time, so enjoy your brew. Woo!